Discouraged? Reframe your thoughts. Let's rap about it.
This is Bars at Work, where leadership and personal development meets hip hop.
Run it.
And fear is just courage taking flight. So seize those thoughts and meditate on everything that's going right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like that, man. Shh. That's a powerful phrase. Fear is just courage taking flight, and it's like a word of encouragement to people to concentrate on not the obstacle necessarily that you're going through. Like, don't give it as much weight, but consider what are the upsides, right? That's what I get from that. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. When you look at some of the research on resilience, perseverance, grit, all of these things, there's this underlying theme of self-awareness and knowing when your self-talk is negative and starting to frame your reality by the circumstances that you're in. So it's very easy for us to be able to see our circumstance in the moment and say it's negative, or we're not achieving what we should be achieving, or I just hit this roadblock that's really making it hard for me to take a step forward. And when you look at that in the moment, your other self starts to say, this is never going to happen, or you're never going to be able to get over this hurdle, or you're never going to reach that goal that you've meant to, or maybe it's just not meant to be. See, now that we just hit this roadblock and this friction, it's never meant to be. It was never meant to be. And so there's all this negative talk. So I'm really referencing the mind state and the mindset that you have to have with grit. And that's one of those things where you have to be very self-aware of, are you having negative talk, within yourself? Are you downplaying what can be achieved, and you seizing those thoughts and meditating on what actually is going right? I think is a great way to reframe and to make sure that you have a positive outlook on what's to come.
Man, that's a great point about hitting obstacles and then feeling like, man, maybe this ain't meant to be. And that's honestly the challenge that I have. I love motivational speakers. I love to motivate people in certain ways, but I think there's a line there between somebody being motivated to get started and somebody being motivated to continue when things get hard.
Yes.
Because anybody can be a fire starter. I can come out and you come to my presentation, you come to my lecture, and I throw gasoline on the audience and strike a match, and it's flames, and we're excited. And everybody runs out. Hey, we're gonna start this business. We're gonna do all this. Hey, great. And then the momentum and excitement from the event starts to fizzle down, and everyday life comes back, and then you realize, the dream that I had, there's actually some steps and some hard things along the way that I didn't even consider, right? Let alone know now that it's in front of me how to resolve it. So I start second guess. I don't have this skill, or I need somebody's help. Well, I don't have money to pay somebody. So especially when you talk about entrepreneurship and corporate innovation and trying to get something done that has never been done before, if you don't have, back to Simon Sinek, if you don't have a deeper why for what you're doing, then sometimes you don't continue to press through. And so I think that grit a lot of times is connected to a very strong why and resilience.
It's a strong why, and it's a passion. Angela Duckworth in her research talks about passion, and that's an element to this, is that if you're not passionate about what you're doing, the ability to take on that adversity and the ability to persist to that goal, it's very hard. You don't have the fuel, you don't have the motivation to get there. So in anything that we do, we should be asking ourselves, what's the level of passion that we have around it? Because you have to almost expect or anticipate that it's going to be difficult at times, to get there. So, and that's where you see like the medical profession or any other profession where there's a huge cost to get in, whether it be time in school or the rigor that you have to go through. These are pressure testing times to basically weed out who really has the passion and the stick-to-itiveness to get there.
Yeah. What's the cost? It's going to cost you something to get there. So you got to find out sooner than later.